The sun is shining, the grandstands are packed, conditions are absolutely perfect for race 2 of the weekend for the ADAC TCR Germany. This is round 2 of a 7-round season, 14 races in total. And that man there, Jonas Karkleis, starts on pole position. Hello everybody, welcome to the Red Bull Ring. Fantastic conditions. That has been the car to beat here in TCR Germany. Yesterday, Jonas Karkleis did only finish in 5th place, but he started absolutely stone last, having put the car on pole position and then picked up a penalty, having been relegated then to the back of the pack. This time he starts on pole position and he remains there. Simon Ladniak finished 2nd yesterday. He starts 2nd again today, and championship leader Martin Andersson starts 3rd. The 4th car on the grid was yesterday's winner, Jessica Backman in the Veloster, the Hyundai Veloster. She has been something of a force to be reckoned with. She won the first race of the season at Oschersleben. She got a 5th in race 2. She won again yesterday from the pole position that she inherited from Jonas Karkleis. And starting from 4th position, she will be one to watch. So the instruction has been given for the engines to start running, and the cars pull away on their formation lap here at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, a circuit that is 4.318 kilometers around. That equates to 2.683 miles. It has 10 turns, 7 of them to the right and 3 to the left. Let's have a look at the starting grid for this race. It is Jonas Karkleis on pole position in the Hyundai. Also in a Hyundai for Liquid Moly Team Extra is Simon Ladniak, sorry, a Honda, beg your pardon. Martin Andersson, also in a Honda, starts 3rd. Jessica Backman in the Veloster starts 4th on the grid. The 3rd row sees Max Grun alongside Robin Jahr. So that is an Audi alongside a Hyundai. And then on row 4, Patrick Singh, who went very well yesterday, and Roland Hurtner, Hyundai alongside a Honda. Michael Mora in the Holden alongside Kai Rosowski in the Audi. And then Vincent Rademacher bringing up the rear of the grid. He had a fairly traumatic day yesterday. A lot of work been going on the number 11 car to get that ready for the Belgian driver to run for Mora Motorsport. That is the point standings at the moment, because points are awarded for qualification as well. It is just a 10-point lead for Martin Andersson over Jessica Backman, 11 over Jonas Karkleis. So anybody who thought Martin Andersson was going to clear off from the front were very much mistaken. Ladniak, Kirscher and Singh also there as well, very much in the running, but Martin Andersson certainly feeling the heat from behind, as particularly Jonas Karkleis at the moment is the man who's very much on form. You can see there that the air temperature 24.8 degrees centigrade. It is boiling hot. The track at 47.5, make that 6 as it just flicks up. The temperature is rising in every way possible. The track is lovely and dry. We had some thunderstorms on Friday night, but it has remained dry since yesterday. Lots of rubber laid down, and conditions absolutely perfect. Track limits very much a discussion point here at the Red Bull Ring, as indeed they always are. Lots of areas to run off and lots of opportunities. There were a number of orange bollards situated around the circuit, drivers needing to stay on the inside of those bollards. There's 3 of them there, but many of them have gone AWOL in the various races that have supported TCR this weekend. Many bollards going to fly. Well, they've actually reinstalled the one on turn 10. That one doesn't normally last very long. Turn 10, a place where many drivers have picked up penalties in the various classes here this weekend as a result of exceeding track limits. Turn 1 also one to look out for. You can see the incline up to turn 1. That is steeper than you think. I tried to run that one on Friday, and blimey, that was hard work, but not as steep as into turn 3. Both into turn 1 and turn 3 are the best overtaking opportunities for these cars into the race. The grid is now formed. The pair of legs behind the sign there has got a green flag in his hand, apparently. All you can see is waving it, and the legs are moving. We are going to wait for those 5 red lights to come on. The roar of The engine notes rise, the lights are off, and away we go as Jonas Karkleis, who steps off pole position. He moves across slightly. Simon Ladniak's there. He's got a gap on the inside. Keep an eye on Jessica Backman, also there trying to come up the inside. But it's Jonas Karkleis who leads the way. Two Liquid Moly Team Honda cars behind. So Ladniak and Martin Anderson, Backman also there, but in 4th place. But now Jessica Backman putting pressure on Martin Anderson, heading up towards turn 3. So Anderson covering off the inside line in 3rd place. Jessica Backman just having a little bit of a look. Robin Yard there as well. Vincent Rademacher just moving forwards, but it's Jonas Karkleis who did what we expected him to do. He stepped off pole position and he leads the way already, pulling out a gap from Simon Ladniak, still looking for his first race win in ADAC TCR Germany. And Martin Anderson, the championship leader, in 3rd place. So Jonas Karkleis, who took his debut win in the series at the last race of the season at the end of last year. Very much a man now on form, but still looking for that 2nd win today has got to be his best chance. Yesterday, as we already mentioned, he did put it on pole position, but had a violation in qualifying that put him to the back of the pack. So here comes Jonas Karkleis, already breaking clear from Simon Ladniak, and a challenge further back, the Audi, and that is Max Grun. Robin Yar also there as well to complete lap 1. It's a half-hour plus 1 lap race. 1.3 seconds is the gap between 1st and 2nd. So Jonas Karkleis very strong indeed. Martin Anderson now challenging Simon Ladniak. It looks as though Jessica Backman has just dropped back slightly into the clutches of Robin Yar. Of course, they are both Rocker Motorsports stablemates, and Ladniak and Anderson also stablemates for Liquid Moly Team Engsler. As Martin Anderson just locks up a little into turn 3. Patrick Singh was very impressive yesterday, but hasn't had the best of starts. It's Vincent Rademacher just ahead of him, and Roland Hertner ahead of Vincent Rademacher. So some weaving at the back of the pack. Jonas Karkleis leading the way by some distance, and really just pulling away from the field at the moment. Riding on board with Martin Anderson, staring at the back of Simon Ladniak's Honda Civic, and into the corner they come. Conditions are perfect here at the Red Bull Ring. 1, 2, 3, reasonably spaced out at the moment. We have just 1 lap on the board. Jessica Backman was quickest of anybody in sector 1 of this lap. So Jessica Backman going to be picking up the challenge a little bit more. Now, can she do anything about Martin Anderson? Of course, she might want to challenge him, but Robin Yar will be there and ready to jump if she makes any mistakes at all. Patrick Singh has dropped down to 9th place. Rademacher and Hertner ahead of him. Max Grun in the Audi in 6th place, but here we go, 3 abreast. Patrick Singh trying to come back. Roland Hertner there as well. Max Grun just holding on to that position as they cross the line. Turn 2, well, it's called a turn, but they don't lift off for it. Let's have another look at the start. Jonas Karkleis expected him to dart across a little bit quicker. He actually was quite generous with the space that he left for Simon Ladniak. Eventually moving across into the first turn, and Simon Ladniak slotting into 2nd place. And Patrick Singh there, just a little bit of a bump from another car as he headed into the corner. This is the view from Martin Anderson. Standing start, away they go. And it's that drag race up to turn 1, taking the wide outside. Track limits are an issue, but the stewards tend to be a little bit more forgiving on the first lap of the race for obvious reasons. And Martin Anderson and Simon Ladniak, a replay of them running side by side. Ladniak still in front there, and Robin Yar on the inside of Max Grun. So Robin Yar in 5th place, and Max Grun in 6th, Hertner in 7th. Patrick Singh has recovered a little. He's found a route past Vincent Rademacher. Robin Yar making good progress in 5th. Jessica Backman is the fastest car on the track. So Jessica Backman starting to turn the heat up, but not that much because Robin Yar is challenging her. So to the outside goes Robin Yar into turn 1 in the number 22 car. He is, of course, the team owner of ADAC Motorsport that Jessica Backman drives for, so probably a good idea if she doesn't trip over him at all. Always a good idea. And here comes Arlena Jonas Karkleis. He's got a 2-second gap over Simon Ladniak and Martin Anderson. Max Groen in the one of 2 Audis in this race, running in 6th place. You can see most of the field in one camera shot as Patrick Singh now challenges Max Groen. They run side by side around turn 2. Patrick Singh drops back, switches to the inside into the corner under braking. Max Groen sweeps around. In fact, that was into turn 4, wasn't it? So Max Groen holding on to that position, which is P6. But Patrick Singh, after an earlier incident, now looking to come back at this fight. Max Groen in the Audi standing in his way. The quickest man on the previous lap was Jonas Karkleis, so the leader starting to stretch his legs a little. A 1 minute 38.119 was his lap on the previous time around. Max Groen continuing to be challenged by Patrick Singh. Patrick Singh very quick in the Hyundai. Max Groen looking for a little bit more pace in that Audi. So onto the pit straight they come. Up the hill towards turn 1. Patrick Singh looking, but not making any moves at the moment. This will be his best overtaking opportunity. It's flat out now around turn 2, a turn in name only, and you can see them at the top of the screen. You can also see Jessica Backman coming under pressure, but this time Patrick Singh to the inside, and surely Max Groen is not going to have any reply for that. And Patrick Singh taking that position away with relative ease. So Patrick Singh up to 6th place now. Max Groen actually coming back again as they head towards turns 4 and 5. So Patrick Singh having to drive fairly defensively. Max Groen taking a very wide line into the corner. But now Singh has that put to bed and continues his progress forwards. Let's have another look at that. A big gap on the inside of Max Groen under braking. A little bit of a lock-up from Patrick Singh, but he gets it all turned around and heads on his way. Now this fight here is Simon Ladniak in 2nd, but Anderson, Backman and Yar very much running together. And Patrick Singh closing in on them as well. So the gap between, well, we'll see what the gap is. Wait for it to refresh before we make too many announcements about that. But Patrick Singh looks to be closing in on Robin Yar. Out of turn 10 we come. Let's have a look at some of these gaps. Jonas Karkleis, 3.2 seconds to the good of Martin Anderson. Backman and Yar. Patrick Singh, well, he is about 3.8 seconds back from Robin Yar, so let's keep an eye on that and see if he can improve and close in on the 5th place Robin Yar. So more challenges further back, and Roland Hurtner and Kai Rosowski. So Hurtner was in 9th, Kai Rosowski was in 10th, but now that is switched around, and Kai Rosowski, who is very much enjoying his debut in professional racing here at TCR Germany. A car that is an ex-TCR Europe race winner, was a winner in the hands of Tom Coronel, now in the hands of Kai Rosowski running the K-Road Racing Audi, and Rosowski moves up into 9th place, relegating Roland Hurtner. Jonas Karkleis, our race leader, continues on his way, 3.2 seconds. Then is Simon Ladniak, then Martin Anderson, then Jessica Backman, and then Robin Yar, and then Patrick Singh. They're into turn 9 at the moment, and we'll see whether Patrick Singh has been able to do anything about the gap to the Robin Yar car in front of him. Out of turn 10 they come, keeping to the correct side of the bollard. Now across the line they come. And Patrick Singh is 3.6, so he's taken about 2/10 out of the car in front, so not as much progress as he had hoped for. As we ride with Martin Anderson looking ahead at Simon Ladniak. The big wide open track in front of him, and Jonas Karkleis has nothing in his way as he climbs up the hill towards turn 3, and around he goes. There's Patrick Singh, Max Grun, and he's not exactly leaving Max Grun in his wake, is he? 19 minutes of this race remaining, plus 1 lap. Jonas Karkleis, well, all he has to do is keep it pointing in the right direction, and hope that it all holds together. He has been the strongest driver here in this category all weekend, and only missed out on a better result in race 1 of the weekend as a result of that penalty. He started stone last in race 1 and was up to 6th place by the time they got into the first corner. Such is the pace of that Hyundai. So very much as you were at the moment. Kai Rosowski has relegated Roland Hurtner. And Jonas Karkleis needs to look after it, because of course we only need 1 safety car as somebody goes wide and out into the dust. We only need 1 safety car, and suddenly they will all close up, and having some rubber left on the tyres is always a good thing when you've got the entire field nibbling at your heels. Nibbling at the heels of Martin Anderson is Jessica Backman. It looks like that fight has died down for the time being, but these things have a tendency of sparking up again. Karkleis really is in a class of his own, a 138.119 on his last lap. That's some half a second quicker than second place Simon Ladniak. So Jonas Karkleis really does appear to have the handle of this race. Now look at this, a challenge from Jessica Backman. Come on Jessica, let's see what you can do. Martin Anderson just ahead of her in the last of the podium places, and Backman has got her eyes on a trophy. Robin Yar will be ready to pounce if those 2 cars get together. Martin Anderson just weaving his way through, and that's Jonas Karkleis. So Jonas Karkleis is in trouble. So what's happened there? Jonas Karkleis is going slowly. So has he had a moment? We're just looking here, and Simon Ladniak in the lead of the race. So we said that Jonas Karkleis had this pretty well sewn up. There was an engine change in that car earlier in the weekend. So Jonas Karkleis in all sorts of problems, retiring to the pit lane. What happened? Just listening in. And the engine still running. But suddenly, Jonas Karkleis in trouble. He had this race, he was miles ahead. He has the fastest lap of the race. Looked to have this sewn up, and suddenly something has broken, something has given way, and Jonas Karkleis is into the pits, and his afternoon is over. On board with Martin Anderson, and he will be so frustrated. The 2nd race in a row that has been affected by mechanical issues. There's a new engine in that car, but clearly it's not going to be doing him any favours here. Looking remarkably patient there in the cars. Jonas Karkleis, he was running away with this race, and suddenly it's all gone wrong. Simon Ladniak is promoted up into the lead, and suddenly this battle that was for 2nd and 3rd and looked reasonably insignificant in the grand scale of things is very significant, because this is for the race lead. Simon Ladniak looking for his first ever win in ADAC TCR Germany. Martin Anderson looking for an improvement on yesterday's 3rd place and his 2nd win of the season. Jessica Backman looking for her 3rd race of the season, and Robin Yar there as well. Loitering, ready to pounce is Robin Yar in the 22 car. He's also looking for his first win. This could go very, very exciting because these 4 drivers all very hungry for the top step of the podium. Jonas Karkleis, you can see the crew working on the car, but any chance of a win or indeed a podium now long since gone. Jonas Karkleis rejoined, so clearly something had come adrift and looks to have been repairable. So he comes along the pit lane and rejoins, but he is a long way back, certainly over a lap down, and he rejoins in 9th place. No, make that 10th place. So he is really at the back. In fact, now 11th place, a long way back of the pack. So Simon Ladniak looking for his first race win. Martin Andersson and Jessica Backman. Now, if Martin Andersson makes a challenge on his stablemate Simon Ladniak, that could be exactly the opportunity that Jessica Backman needs to come through and steal second place away. So what does Martin Andersson do? Does he go and play the long game and just pick up the points, or does he challenge for that lead? Well, he's a racing driver. Second place is first loser, isn't it? And he wants to be there on the top step of the podium. The first 4 in this race glued together. Patrick Singh 3.763 seconds behind the last time across the line. But 1, 2, 3, 4, you don't need a stopwatch to see what the gap is between these 4. Into turn 1, Ladniak needs to be absolutely inch perfect in this race, because if he steps out of line in any way at all, then Martin Andersson is going to be through. Jessica Backman flashing the lights, trying to distract Martin Andersson. She looks to the outside. Robin Yar being very generous with his stablemate not to jump into the gap. Andersson closes the door. And still Jessica Backman follows, but here she comes again, looking to the inside. The cars running side by side towards turn 4 under braking, and Martin Andersson still holding on to that position. It's Honda versus Hyundai. 2 Hondas at the front, 3 Hyundais behind, and the Hyundais are looking the quicker of the 5. So Martin Andersson, you can see the concentration in his eyes. You can see him looking to the mirrors. Does he challenge Simon Ladniak? You just know that if he gets alongside Ladniak, if it doesn't stick, Backman is going to be through. You can see how hard they're pushing, picking up the curb and a little bit of dirt as well. Martin Andersson still staring at the back of his teammate. Simon Ladniak will be driving for all he's worth here, because he desperately wants this race win. He was pretty excited with second. I can only imagine what it'll be like for a win. Andersson, well, he doesn't want to do anything too pushy with his stablemate either. So Jessica Backman in 3rd. It's 2 Liquimoli Team Engsler cars in the lead, 2 Rocker Motorsport cars in 3rd and 4th. The 1, 2, 3, 4 running together. Patrick Singh for Racing, Team Racing. See what he did there in 5th place. Right, here we go again. Andersson looking at Ladniak. They definitely need to avoid any contact. Ladniak is not about to lie down and let Martin Andersson pass. This could go in any direction. Look at Jessica Backman lining up Martin Andersson now. If he challenges Simon Ladniak, he could so easily lose that position. So Ladniak holding on to the lead. Andersson in 2nd, Backman in 3rd, Yar in 4th place. All of this allowing Patrick Singh to stay in contact. Patrick Singh is closing in. He's now 2.9 seconds behind Robin Yar. So little by little, he is closing in as we approach the final 3rd of this race. We thought it was going to be a Jonas Karkleis walk away, and it looked to be that for the first part of the race, but then mechanical issues have thwarted the Nordpass Racing Hyundai, and he is running stone last, and it's Simon Ladniak who takes up the running. Ladniak from Anderson. Here's a replay of Jessica Backman, and there might have been just a little bit of contact between the two cars, but still they remain very much in the same order. Jessica Backman taking a load of curb out of the corner. Patrick Singh also in trouble. So Singh, who I'm going to stop talking about fastest laps now because Patrick Singh was closing in, but clearly issues there. It's not a drive-through or anything like that. He's into the pits. The first four absolutely glued together. Great racing, pure entertainment for ADAC TCR Germany. You don't need loads and loads of cars for a good race. You only need four, because that is 1, 2, 3, 4 running together. Backman again alongside Martin Anderson towards turn 4. That seems to be her favourite spot to show her nose. Anderson to the inside of Ladniak, but still Simon Ladniak leading the way. So can Simon Ladniak hold on for another 9 minutes plus 1 lap? The first four running together. There's Robin Yar at the back of that in the number 22 car. It really could be any one of these four that take the top step of the podium. The question is, what tactics will come into play in the closing stages of this race? We've lost Patrick Singh, so Rademacher in the number 11 car goes up into 5th with Groen in 6th. But here we go again. Ladniak just breaking clear of Anderson at the moment, because while he is looking in his mirrors and trying to defend from Jessica Backman, he cannot attack Simon Ladniak. Robin Yar just holding back at the moment, not really putting the pressure on stablemate Jessica Backman. She is very much in the championship hunt. She looks to the outside of her main championship challenger, Martin Anderson. Is she going to switch back to the inside? Almost a little bit of rubbing. Jessica Backman remains in 3rd place. Robin Yar not looking in a hurry to get involved at the moment, but if the cars in front get together, he certainly will. Jessica Backman looking to the left, looking to the right, into turn 4. Once again they come. Ladniak taking a very wide line into the corner, and Anderson a much tighter line. Now, whether that is just to be as defensive as possible, well, you'll have to ask him that, but Jessica Backman really is turning up the heat, so I would suggest that probably is the case. Here comes Ladniak out of the corner. Anderson, his mirrors full of Jessica Backman. Robin Yar in the background just waiting at the moment. Here's a replay again of Backman looking to the outside of Anderson, the move that we saw earlier, but she couldn't make it stick and has to drop back in. And you can see, yes, there was a little nudge. The back bumper of the Anderson car, a little bit of a crack in it, and it's a Jessica Backman shaped dent in the back of that car. Ladniak, all that pressure going on behind him. He's probably fairly thankful to Jessica Backman, because if she wasn't there, I'm sure that Anderson would be challenging harder for that lead. But at the moment, the attacker is having to be the defender. Jessica Backman, she's still got eyes on the top step of the podium. She's got a little under 6.5 minutes plus 1 lap for that to happen. Now Robin Yar starting to get involved as well. Ladniak taking a wider line into turn 3. Out they come. Martin Anderson sees the gap on the inside. Ladniak moves back across. Fantastic stuff. These 4 cars have been glued together for so long. Completely different line into the corner for Anderson. And Ladniak still holding on. We don't need to see what the gap is between 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. You can see what it is. Ladniak just breaking clear a little. Once again, Backman pressuring Martin Anderson, doing everything to force him into an error. But Martin Anderson remaining solid. Anderson in the number 19 car. He's had a 1st, a 2nd and a 3rd in the first 3 races of the season. He doesn't want to make this a 4th, and if Backman gets a bumper in, he could find himself relegated behind Robin Yar as well. out of turn 10 once again. 5 minutes plus 1 lap of this race remaining. Across the line they come. 4/10 is the gap between first and second, but that is changing pretty well on every corner. This is the view that Martin Andersson has, and it's his stablemate Simon Ladniak, who's looking for his debut win in ADAC TCR Germany. Andersson, what does he do? Does he challenge for the lead? He's too far back into turn 3, surely. Ladniak taking a very different line into the corner. He goes wide and then cuts back across. Andersson having to defend from Jessica Backman, so having to take a much tighter line into turn 1. Now Robin Jahr is getting involved as well. So the two Rocker teammates running side by side into the corner. Robin Jahr is fed up with watching this fight. He now wants to get involved. He is the team owner and the team boss, but Jessica Backman wants that podium position. Still Simon Ladniak holding on. Martin Andersson. Here comes Robin Jahr on Jessica Backman. Still remaining unchanged. Fantastic stuff. And it's Simon Ladniak holding it together. He needs to keep his concentration for a little over 3.5 minutes plus 1 lap. Martin Andersson is there, ready to pounce. He needs to break away from Jessica Backman though. If Ladniak's not going to make a mistake, Andersson cannot mount a challenge without risking letting Jessica Backman in, or indeed Robin Jahr. Across the line they come again. 15 laps completed, the 16th lap now open and running. Ladniak leading Martin Andersson, Jessica Backman, Robin Jahr. Out along turn 2 they come again. This is the best overtaking opportunity on the circuit as they head up towards turn 3. We've seen Ladniak take that wide line in every time. We've seen Andersson take that tighter line in. Do not take each other off. That would not go down well with Franz Ensler, the team boss of Liquid Moly Team Ensler. Martin Andersson watches his stablemate now. Jessica Backman lining up Martin Andersson, but Robin Jahr there as well. Is he going to take that position away from Jessica Backman? The two Liquid Moly Team Extra cars get together. They bounce off each other. Martin Andersson finally finds a route through. There was a bit of a nudge, but suddenly Martin Andersson is through. Ladniak relegated from first to third place in one corner because Backman is through as well. Now Jessica Backman is going to challenge for the lead. Robin Jahr and Ladniak also colliding with each other. Robin Jahr through into third place, so Simon Ladniak goes from the lead. What was going to be his debut win in ADAC TCR Germany, suddenly he's off the podium. The incident between 19 and 21 is under investigation. Well, there's a surprise. Martin Andersson and Simon Ladniak, the stewards, are having a look. A marker bollard goes flying. Another one goes flying. Martin Andersson just wiping out all the corner markers while he's at it. He is using every bit of the track and more to protect that lead. Oh, there is the remnants of our bollard. We'll have that back, please. Jessica Backman in second place. She's not done yet. There's still 1.5 minutes plus 1 lap of this race remaining. It's Martin Andersson who leads from Jessica Backman. Robin Jahr in third place. Simon Ladniak in fourth. What a thrilling battle it has been between these four, almost for the entire race. It's Martin Andersson currently leading the way, looking for his second win of the season. The stewards might have something to say about that, but here comes Jessica Backman looking for her third win of the season, lining him up in towards turn 4. And now Martin Andersson driving as defensively as possible. You can see how hard Jessica Backman is pushing. Here we go again, a replay of that lead change, and Ladniak pushed out wide onto the gravel. A bit of dirt on his tyres, and that was quite an impact. And there may be some interesting discussions to be had back at base once this race is done and dusted. Ladniak tries to close the door, but Robin Jahr has already filled the space. And here we go again. This is going to be one of our bollards going flying, isn't it? There you go. Bouncing up and down the pit straight. It goes a-flying. And look how wide Anderson went. And he may well pick up a penalty. Car 19 has to fall behind. Car 21, Martin Anderson, has been instructed to fall behind car 21. So not only will he lose the lead, he will also lose second and third, because car 21 is running in fourth. So the stewards have instructed Martin Anderson to fall behind. This is going to gift the lead to Jessica Backman, and this is high drama indeed, because of that incident that we saw where the two teammates got together, and now Anderson is going to see the top step of the podium taken away from him as Jessica Backman will come through to take the lead. Anderson backs out of it, and Yar comes through, and Ladniak comes through, and Martin Anderson will be gutted because now he is off the podium. He's got to do it all again. Well, Simon Ladniak, I wonder if he's got a bit of damage, because there's a big gap on the inside. And now the battle resumes, but it's no longer for the lead. It is for third place. The backmarking Mora car just getting out of the way. Jessica Backman leading the way. The clock has struck 0. Jessica Backman about to start very shortly her final lap of the weekend, and she will be delighted with what has occurred. The Liquimoly team Engstler cars, being their own worst enemies, continue to be their own worst enemies. They collide again. Still, they run side by side. It's Martin Anderson who comes out on top. The stewards might still have something to say about this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ladniak in fourth place. And I wonder if the stewards will have another word in the ear of Martin Anderson. Jonas Karkleis, who led the early stages of this race, still holds the record of the fastest lap, but that will be of little consolation as he runs in 10th place, a couple of laps down on the race leaders. Jessica Backman, though, is the car at the front in the Veloster. Robin Yar, her team boss, in second place. They knew they just had to wait for the two Liquimoly team Engstler Hondas in front to wipe each other out, and that is what happened. They got together, the steward had to intervene, and Martin Anderson had to give up that lead position and drop back to fourth, and then he clawed it back, relegating Simon Ladniak off the podium. Jessica Backman for Rocco Motorsport, Robin Yar for Rocco Motorsport. It's a Hyundai 1-2. The Veloster is leading the way in this, the second race of the weekend for the ADAC TCR Germany. It wasn't a packed grid, but it just goes to show you don't need loads of cars for great racing, and that really has been fantastic racing from the ADAC TCR Germany. Jessica Backman, who kept her head together while other people were losing theirs. She comes out of turn 10 to receive the checker flag and take her third win of the season. 3 out of 4 races. 3 wins in 4 races for Jessica Backman. Robin Yar crosses the line for his best result. Up until now, it had been a 6th place. Martin Anderson has held off Simon Ladniak for the final podium position, but he will not be overly delighted with that because it did look like it was going to be more points for Martin Anderson, and he is going to see his championship lead eaten away by that lady there, Jessica Backman in the Veloster. Great stuff. ADAC TCR Germany, never failing to entertain. So the slowdown lap, picking up the rubber on the tyres, and very shortly they'll be back for the podium celebrations. Fastest lap of the race did go to Jonas Karkleis. He comes home in 10th place, and the points are paid down to 15th, and there were not 15 finishers, so everybody's scoring points, but the most go to Jessica Backman after a great fight. Her team boss Robin Yar in second ahead of Martin Anderson and Simon Ladniak after that epic battle. Vincent Rademacher up into 5th place. That's a good bit of damage limitation for him after a troubled weekend. Then Max Grun, Kai Rozowski and Roland Hertner, Mikael Mora, Jonas Karkleis and Patrick Singh, a non-finisher after that retirement on lap 12. So under the shadow of the Red Bull, the drivers will make their way to the podium. You can see the championship there. Oh my goodness, that is close. Just 1 point in it. Jessica Backman, 1 point behind Martin Anderson. Jonas Karkleis only 21 points away. Simon Ladniak also within reach, 28 points adrift. So Jessica Backman, that third race win of the season. Martin Anderson still only on 1 win this season to go with his second and third, and it's another third place for him, but it's getting very tight at the top of the standings. And Jessica Backman didn't have the best of races in race 2 at Oschersleben last time out, and she will be regretting that, because she would have been at the top of the points had it not been for, by her standards, a relatively poor 5th place in race 2 of the season. Martin Anderson is the first into the pits, and the rest of them will follow shortly. And I don't think there's going to be quite the celebrations that we've seen from him in the past. He slams the door shut, looks at what damage has been done to the front of that Honda. Robin Yar, certainly his best result of the season.
Come on!
And just looking back to see if that's his best result. It is, in fact, his best result in TCR Germany, period. It'll be his first podium. First time we've seen Robin Yar on the podium in ADAC TCR Germany. Jessica Backman. Good job Ladniak's not there, because I think Anderson and Ladniak might have some words with each other. The only words that Backman and Yar will exchange will be good ones. He just held back. He didn't put too much pressure on her whilst he was running in 4th place, and he knows that she is the main opportunity for the championship for ADAC Motorsport. Martin Anderson in the background, normally beaming when he gets out of the car, less so today. A troubled race for him. And Robin Yar, his best ever result and his first podium in ADAC TCR Germany. ADAC Motorsport, fielding 3 cars here. Rene Kirscher, who didn't actually make the start of this race. So Rene Kirscher, AWOL after his 8th place yesterday. So clearly issues there stopping him from even taking the start of this race. But the other 2, and there's the team just congratulating the other 2, certainly doing an absolute perfect 1-2. So Jessica Backman, she was in TCR Germany as a guest in 2019. Her best result was a 2nd at Hockenheim. And she has come back after 2019, took a couple of years doing other things. And is certainly showing her worth in this series. So we're looking at some slow-mos here of third place for Liquimoli, Team Engsler in the Honda Civic FK7 TCR, Martin Anderson, and there's a lovely slow-mo of him in the midst of the action, which is probably a good summary of his race. Second place, the man who held back and watched it all unfold in front of him and then dives through, Robin Jahr for ADAC Motorsports by ASL. Robin Jahr taking his best result in TCR Germany, but the winner, her third of the season to go, with a win from Oschersleben and her win from yesterday, Jessica Backman winning race 2 of the weekend for ADAC TCR Germany. So lots of celebrations here at the Red Bull Ring. As we said, not the biggest field of TCR that you've ever seen, but what we missed in quantity, we certainly gained in quality with some fantastic racing. That battle between the first 4 in the second half of the race, that was just fantastic. And we certainly hope to see a lot more like that as this season progresses. So from here, we will head off to Salzburgring, and that's an unusual venue on the 17th to the 19th of June for races 5 and 6. 5th to the 7th of August, we head to the Nürburgring for round 4, races 7 and 8. Then it's to the Lausitzring, using part of the Tri-Oval for round 5, races 9 and 10 on the 19th to 21st of August. Sachsenring for round 6, 23rd to 25th September, and it all comes to a close 21st to 23rd of October at the Hockenheim Ring, which will be round 7. You've just seen Martin Anderson on to the 3rd step of the podium. There is Robin Jahr, his first visit to the podium in TCR Germany. 3rd visit to the podium though, and to the top step is Jessica Backman, and she is absolutely delighted with that. And there will be a representative from ADAC Motorsport who will receive the trophy. And now the national anthem. So the Swedish national anthem echoes around the Red Bull Ring. And we just wait for the trophies to be presented. A gold Red Bull to the race winner, if that's not a contradiction, gold and red, and a silver Red Bull to second place. And the bronze Red Bull going to Martin Anderson.
Herzlichen Glückwunsch für Martin Andersen. Ist der Tabellenführer. Und für das erfolgreiche Team stellvertretend hier Olaf Jahr, nämlich für Royal Motorsport.
And a trophy being presented to the ADAC Motorsport team. A 1-2, both of their cars in the race. The 1-2 on the podium. So we pose for photographs. then the celebrations will commence. A great beating of the bottle on to the podium by Martin Andersson.